To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way. Helping you to make it through another day. Yeah, yeah. Everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Lockhart perspective.
I've always been a unique person, you know what I mean? Sort of laid back in a way, but very adamant and very passionate about what I believe. I think a lot of times that sort of throws people off because they don't expect me to have the mindset or the process of thought that I do. And so when you come in to watch my channel, you may hear a myriad of thoughts and ideas that could be different from others. What I want you to do is just sit back, like, share, and subscribe. Well, hello and good evening to everyone. I'm so glad that you're all here with me this evening. It is truly a blessing to be here. So tonight I want to look at a couple of things. You know, there have been so many things that's been going on thus far. And over this past week, I believe that we have seen some groundbreaking and, shall I say, history making events. That's exactly what it is. The Valiant One, hello and welcome. My sister Rachel Venziel, good evening to you as well. That's right, folks. We have been dealing with some pretty groundbreaking stuff. And the creepy part about it is, I tell you what, I have never seen anything like it. Diane Brown, Mississippi in the house. Glad I caught you live. Thank you for being here. Yes, ma'am. So, you guys, what do you think? I just want to say, what do you think? Hey, Sandy and Linda, hello. What do you ladies think? I mean, I'm totally stumped as to what this week has manifested. Hazel Brown, how you doing? Tina Hardman, how are you? So good to see you. You guys, they cut up this past week, didn't they? They really put their foot in it. I have never seen such trickery in all of my days. But hey, you know, I guess the price is high. They don't mind paying the price. So I guess it is what it is. It is very, very, very interesting. I am about to tell you guys about some things that I'm sure you may have already heard. First of all, I want to thank everybody, excuse me, that sends me messages and emails and things like that in to the person, well, to the business email, which is Felicia at FeliciaLockhart.com. Weird thing is though I have not received a message on that message board since 3:30 a.m. this morning Central Time, and it's 8 o'clock Central Time. Normally I'll get like junk mail in there, you know, not necessarily the good stuff from you guys, but normally I'll get some, you know, something. And this happens every day. I get something in there every day. But today, after receiving an email from 3 a.m. this morning, and it was a very concerning email from one of our friends, I haven't received anything. And so I don't know what's going on, but yeah. You guys can also check out Felicia. You can check out the Gmail account. You can also send Gmail there. So the Gmail account is Felicia T, for my middle name, T, like tea that you drink in a cup, tea. Yeah, Felicia T Lockhart at gmail.com, because I don't know what's going on over yonder. So Felicia T Lockhart at gmail.com. You all send mail there if you'd like to, because yeah, it looks like there's some busyness going on. Hey, old head Deuce, how you doing? Anarchy Television, I see you. Oh, there's my sister, Black Spring. How are you? I sent you a link, sis, so that you can join me because I want to bounce some stuff off of you. I want to see what you think. SC, it always looks like SCDHL. Good evening. It is SCDHL, but I don't know how to put it all together. So, hi. Um, please, yes, you guys, please, as I'm gonna borrow your phrase tonight, Black Spring, please help us feed the I like when she says that. Please help us feed the AI and like the show. And I appreciate you for that. For those of you who are interested in, um, let me give you guys this here. There you go. So, yeah, so listen, I want to tell you guys that what I saw this week was creepy. Now, did you all see what I put in the community tab? I put in the community tab a few videos for the past few days, but one in particular was the one from our brother in the faith. I like him. His name, let's see, let me just look at the community tab. I think it was Jacob. I know it was. It was from Jacob Israel. Did you see that? That was something else. For those of you who did not see it, I don't even know if it's still up. I think it will still be up, right? If I don't change it, it'll be there. But nonetheless, yes, his video had a lot of his past visions and dreams, and it also had a lot of things dealing with the most of the current television shows, from The Simpsons all the way up to the CERN when they had that big evil ceremony. Um, the guy that had, well, that looked just like the Baphomet that was out there at the Capitol. So he had a lot of different stuff that's on there. And I remember specifically when he mentioned the dream that he had that was a dream about seeing two Trumps, one in a casket that he was carrying and the other one standing to the left of him. And then the manifestation of that dream in the video that he made showed a woman standing outside of, I think it was the side of the back of the White House, and they were toting a casket. What for? I don't know. But anyway, I just thought that that was amazing. Um, let's see what we got. I wonder, let's read. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Let's read. Let's go ahead and get into some of you all's comments. All right, let's get into some of them. See what we got. We're going to start from the top and move our way on down. We're going to move real quick. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. There we go. There we are, Rachel. Good evening. I'll move on down. Oh, wait a minute. I got to see that again because you know what? It's just something about the sip. It's just something about home, y'all. Just something about home. So there we go. Hello, hello. All right, all right. Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Y'all remember that? I remember that cartoon. I remember the cartoon. Hey, hey, hey. It's Fat Albert. All right, let's see who else we got here. Moving on down the line. And what is this? Inverted. Sandy Aaron. Most likely being a civil war or FEMA camps for conservatives, but that will be still a civil war. Come on now. Isn't that terrible? That is such a shame that they would even have such a demonic mindset to think that that'd be an okay thing to do because somebody has a different thought process. This is some crazy stuff, Diane. You are so right. And it is the greatest show on earth. You know what? We all think alike in this house. You know, we all have our own buried identities, but we do have the same mindset as far as the, you know, the trend of what we think. And I agree. See, there you go, Rachel. Trick or treat, and it isn't Halloween. Hey, Lockhart from Old Head, how are you, sir? So good to see you. Speaking of eyeballs, good to see you, Anarchy. Yes, sister, I'm sending you that link in just a couple of seconds. And yes. You see the interview with the Viking guy. I have not seen the interview with the Viking guy. You guys, for me, mostly I've just been trying to just not look at a lot of the outside stuff so I can sort of hear what's going on inside. But from what, you know, from the very first day when they started putting different news clips of stuff. And then, like I said, when I watched Jacob Israel's video, he had the Viking guy. and a few other things. So I hadn't really just stopped. But the things that I did stop on was really a trip. And that was the fact that outside of that, there's been a lot of, how can I say this without tripping anything? A lot of permanent adioses, or as Paul says, some have permanently slept. Okay, you guys, y'all in the house, you guys are in the body, you know what I mean, from the candy bar, from the candy bar. Now, somebody put in one of the chats from maybe like a month, a week ago, 2 weeks, about 2 weeks ago, about a nurse who had the candy bar, and then it was so powerful. The candy bar was so powerful that she just fell out. And you guys saw that part. I saw that too. But he was saying, "Gee whiz, this person." Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's what than one way to skin a cat. So, with that said, I don't know what's going on, but I know it ain't good. So there we are. But anyway, you guys, yes. So with that said, it looks like there has been a lot of underground candy bar receiving, if that makes any sense. So there's a lot of people. Yeah, everything went out, you guys. Everything went out. I don't even know what happened, but everything went out. So with that said, it would appear that she was a nurse and that happened to her. Now, did you guys see the story about the physician that was in Florida? Did anybody see that? It's a doctor who's in Florida who ate the candy bar. After he had the candy bar, he also took a nap. And this is a physician. His wife actually went on to one of the social medias and told the story about her husband. It was confirmed when I went and looked a little further, and confirmed inside of what is it called? USA Today. Yeah, you on there. And I was really taken aback by that. I was like, well, here we are a little bit closer to some more information because here they are running the story. I'm going to try to shed some light on that story because to me, I believe that there's a purpose for them because if you remember, was kept silent, that they were keeping secrets. They wouldn't tell anybody anything, and anybody that put anything up, they would just jack you. You remember that? They would take it and they would make sure that you didn't tell another soul. So they would just scrub it off the internet. I mean, they were scrubbing doctors for the love of Pete that said that they had treated people well and the people were, recovering or whatever. So I found that odd. So if this is not weird that there's two stories that are public, I don't know what is. That's a weird thing that two public stories have now been from different areas that they have now been able to tell the stories. Yeah. hmm So what I think is going to happen, let me tell you what I think. If you guys remember, I don't think they care too much for anything that the former president has done, especially in the way of this situation that we're having with the seat. right? And I think that they're going to try to remove that, those two, or specifically that one that starts with the P, Kedivar. I think they're going to try to remove that because he had something to do with it. You know what I mean? It looks like they're really trying to say, well, we don't want to use that one. We're going to use this. I guarantee you they've got something that's even more caustic than this one. Or maybe it's not caustic at all. Maybe nobody dies at all, but they are easily followed, if you know what I mean. Just think about that a little bit. Think about that just a little bit. Maybe nobody dies at all. Maybe they're just a little easier to follow. Hmm. Dun dun dun. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That part. So, Black Spring, I sent you the link inside of your uh, email. If you would, ma'am, please grab the link and come on in and join us because I've got a few questions I want to ask you to see what you think about. I want to get tonight. I want to get your opinion, like you do me when I come to visit you. Tonight, I want to get your opinion so you can tell me what you think. Um, so yeah, so there is a lot of stuff that's going on, but that's what I think. I think what they're doing is they're specifically going to say this Pfizer one is no good. We want to bring up our own. We want to throw this out. Do you see all the people that have gotten sick from this? And they're not telling you about the hundreds of others, the thousands of others, but they will allow these, isolated cases to come up to show you that this stuff's no good and that everything he did was no good. How about the fact, you guys, that I'm going to tell you guys everything I think tonight. I'm gonna tell you guys everything I think because it may, not that it's ever, not that anything that I'm saying is going to happen. I'm just like you guys. We all sitting at a table, chit chatting and talking, giving our opinion about what we think about the day, right? I think that okay, let's give a few scenarios because this situation here with the president has been topsy turvy at best. First, we hear that he's coming on and he's going to do this and he's going to be there. Then we hear that, oh, yeah, he's got the answer. He's going to have the power. He's going to be here with everybody and we're all going to be okay. And then we hear not only does he have the power, let me pull you in, Black Spring. There you go. Are you in? Not only, okay, there you go, sis. I got you. All right. So not only do they say, all right, we're gonna get rid of him. Now we want him out of here completely. Now we want this. Now, did you see all of the hubbub today, Black Spring, with Skeletor talking about she wants him out? She had some type of scuffle with one of the cats that one of the generals, Millie, I think it was, and they were
I
chit chatting and talking. Did you hear about that?
I haven't exactly heard of anything on today, but what I'm gleaning comes from maybe yesterday or maybe the day before that I heard of. That I mean, her press conference. I managed to sit through those on Thursdays, but it's it's
Yes.
I don't know how how she hasn't fallen into her own brew yet. I don't know. I can't explain that,
I
but
think it's because now they're all pigs and slop.
oh my god.
Don't
Pigs
you?
and stuff.
Don't you
Well,
think
yeah,
so?
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they all happy. I think they're all happy in the slop that they've created. And honey, when I tell you these people have got this thing on lock, they've got it on lock. And then they want to profess that that they are going to make things right. They're going to shape stuff up. There's a lot of rumors around, and I think
No.
that the big mouth bubble-eyed girl let it out a little bit when she started talking about rounding all of us up, all of the conservatives up, right? They try to
Yeah.
say that they only want Mr. T's supporters, but really, in essence, they want anybody who don't think like them. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Thank you,
right. This
Sister
is a
Angela.
huge.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. I so appreciate you. That is going to go into the where is what's his name? Because he's the one talking about we're gonna have a hand clap machine. But that 10, thank you so much. That is going to go into a, let me put this up here. That particular one is definitely going to go towards getting the camera so that I don't look gold. So
Oh,
that I don't look gold because yeah, I'm not yellow.
No, what? No,
I'm not yellow.
you have a glow. I have to help them to say, you do have a glow.
Really. Uh,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Well,
indeed.
anyway, that my sister Angela just gave is definitely going to get us out of the yellow, and whatever shade I am will be proof and true when the new computer gets here. We'll just add that to it. So I appreciate you for that so much. Thank you. So I see that they are really doing a lot of that strutting up there. They don't understand. You ain't gonna touch none of the children of the Most High. But none. No matter what you think, no matter what you try, it ain't gonna work because no weapon formed against us will prosper. And when I saw that little bubble-eyed chick gather all of them up so we can get whoop whoop, come on with it. Matter of fact, so why don't you do it yourself?
I don't, it's just been the perfect storm for I think it's been a perfect storm for them. And I don't know if they're going to be able to carry this thing out. I don't know if they're gonna be able to carry this full on tyranny out, but it's not it's looking really, really, really bad at this point. But they're not, the thing about it is they're not hiding it. They're not trying to hide what the end game is anymore. They're not. But then you still have those people that are still very much asleep right now, and they would just
Idiots that are
just
well, let me is what I'm gonna say. I agree because now you still have a lot of people saying, "Well, you never know," and honestly, you don't never know. You never know until you know. I agree with that as far as our seated president right now. But right now, this is a straight up coup, and I don't know whether we like him or not. Whether most of us did vote for him, and most of us just woke up. That's all. But for the most part, you never know until you know. So, I think that what they're trying to do right now is just to erase this cat out of the history books altogether, don't you?
absolutely, yes, yes, yes. They are trying to, yeah. Historically, this will be, it will be. They're writing it. They're writing it right now, and this makes me question, other the history that we think that we do know. I mean, to me,
Hello,
discernment to
I'm with
me
you.
is not just there's no expiration date on discernment, right? Can I go back and use a
Mhm,
little discernment on other pivotal times in history,
mhm.
or other
There is no expiration.
conflicts? you know
No
we
expiration.
we seem to be the weakest domestically when it comes to enemies, or
Mhm.
spiritually. We seem to be very weak, very weak. Some more weaker than others, but it just
Yep.
seems that this makes me question. I'm telling you, and some people in this chat, they may not like it, but I got to tell you the truth. Can I level with you? Can I be
Come
real?
on, sister. You better be. Come on.
I tell you, I have questioned the civil rights in terms of, I question it is I've almost thought of it. I started thinking of it some years ago as maybe of it being more of a Trojan horse. And I can see
Oh
that
yeah.
now because I kind of talked to you a little bit on something going in that direction earlier today. But when for everybody that rallied behind Biden as some kind of champion of civil rights, well, and you guys really don't like that KKK organization, but you sure are having clandestine style meetings with somebody that's done eulogies, performed eulogies for members of that ilk. So I just wonder if the civil rights was it set up for this time, because I think they have perverted civil rights to mean anybody we want to bring under that awning now. It was never something
So
for black. It was not that's not a status movement. It's not a black status movement that moved you into a place of either progress or infinite progress or perpetual progress. It is now being manipulated for whomever, whether it's that the alphabet soup group, if I can use that here. It's going to be used for anybody that they want to put under that awning.
yes,
And I think everything that's been done, I think from the '60s on, I think it was primed for this time, and
And we have said that, and we've said agree with
and
you.
it's not
Remember, it
just in
was a few
yeah.
months ago where we were talking about it, where we were talking about how I said I don't even believe that old girl sat down on that bus. I believe she was paid a couple of squares to sit down. Here's your here's your cigarettes, and here go a few dollars. Now sit down and let's start a rumble. I really do. The more I see it, I'm with you. The more I see the things that we're dealing with every single day, the less I believe their authenticity. To include Michael King.
Yes, yes. And I'm saying also that even this new wave, I'm saying that the whole, even the slogan, "We shall overcome," that was not, born of the US only. That was used in Cuba, it was used in Venezuela, it was used in, it was used and one other place. I can't think of the name of it right off. But it wasn't new. It was more, to me, the end game was more communism, and all those people were oppressed in each one of these nations in which that same slogan, and they carried the same banner. We
Mm-hmm,
have people that were trained. There are African Americans that were trained in Russia for the movement. I mean, I
mm-hmm.
that's another show. I don't mean to
No,
take
it's
us in
not another
another
show. It's a part of exactly where you're going. But to your point, even the name change for Michael King and his father, Martin King, Martin Luther King Jr. His real name is Michael. Okay, his real name was Michael. His father's name was Michael. He changed his name and his son's name to Martin. So let's just put it all
Wow.
out there, because to your point, the fact that a grown man would give us this wonderful story as to why he would even want to change his name is amazing. And so we are looking at the fact that he did change his name and that he was used in such a powerful way. This man was, I believe that Michael, or Martin Luther King Jr., was one of the greatest orators of our time. I mean, this man, if you would listen back to some of his speeches, they were the most compelling. They truly and honestly were. And I'll take nothing from him. I'll take nothing from his flight. Take nothing from his march. I will take nothing from his life. Nothing at all. But I do have an eyebrow raised on the fact that the name was changed after this child was already on the planet. And I do have to look at some of the surrounding stories regarding his death. If we're talking about FFs, all right, if we're going to talk about FFs, let's just talk about all of them. I don't want us to be a type of, channel that only deals with the FFs or the false Fs of elsewhere and not in our own culture. We need to be able to look at all things and to weigh it and measure it all out, right? And so
Yeah.
when I look at that, I am, understanding to everything that happened. But as we've said in our own private conversations, as it relates to that whole entire movement, we were just fine. Now, should there have been improvements around? Yes, but not to the point of your own community's detriment. And by your own community's detriment, I mean, say, let's see who we got here. Let's say Anarchy Television, let's say Rachel and Steve. All right. Each one of these nice folks have their own business. We all live down the street from Steve, Anarchy, and Rachel. Now, say Steve sells the eggs, and then say Rachel sells she has the chicken, and somebody else. Let's give it to Anarchy. Anarchy has the beef. All right, where's the beef? It's Anarchy's. And then maybe I have fresh collard greens and yams. Well, you all know where to go to buy all that stuff. It's right down the road. And no problem. You go down the road, we each get what we need, and we go on about our business, but our money, it stays right in our own community. As I mentioned to you about a month or so ago, my husband was raised in a part of Mississippi where the elderly white man who still sells eggs to this day sold eggs. He's the man you go to buy the eggs. They never had no problem with each other. It wasn't about being black, being white. They were all in the same neighborhood together. They all knew where to go to get what? So I mentioned that, right? if,
Yeah.
if we now start to say, I don't want to go down to, to Steve and buy, his eggs. I don't want to go there. I'm going to go into town. Well, eventually 4 or 5 more people start to say that. Eventually, now you can't go get any eggs from him because, well, he hasn't had demand for eggs. So now he doesn't have any more eggs. Therefore, his business is suffering. What happened in the Black community, if we're getting on this topic, is the fact that we wanted so desperately, or they portrayed us to want so desperately to go outside of our community for everything, that we then left what we had, it disintegrated or got destroyed, and then we moved on to other pastures. All that is the exact same thing. This country is only 200 and change old, 200 years and change as far as the actual date, right? Is it 200 or 300? Well, it's 200 years old. It's not that old. What, 244? It's not that old, right?
No.
So so all of the stuff that's going on was, like we said about what, 2 weeks ago, when we were talking about the plot to take over this country. They tested it out with the African Americans or the Native Americans or the Black folk, copper colored people, because you said it today, they're gonna change our name again. But this plot to take
Yeah.
over this place, the plot to take over this place started a long time ago. Now they
Well,
started it on us. They made us the test dummy. Now they're gonna roll it out to everybody else. So it's all been one big false flag.
well, it's interesting that you say that because we're talking about history and we're talking about all these changes, and that's why I question, the past and what's been told, relayed to us as history. I mean, who's going to be credited? Who's going to call this what has happened? Who's going to call BLM the civil rights? Of the, that was this part two. Or who are they going to credit? Are they going to credit Joe Biden for renaming us as POCs and no longer blacks, or well, you know what I mean? We don't know. Why not question it? It's, they're not
Well,
above. I can question what history says, but that's what they don't want
see,
you to do. They don't want you questioning what the elite, if the elite are teaching the children, and are the elite become the children because of they're running everything. That the elite run so many of our institutions, they control it all.
Steve Willis says history is written by the victors. Correct. Correct, kind sir. History is written by the victors. He's right. Whoever wins gets to make it their story. I
Wow.
guarantee you, all of the stuff that we have seen, and we've already said this here. So I guess this show can be considered the recap of last year, right? Because we already said that the whole entire civil rights movement is going to be erased. There's not going to be any black folk. There's not going to be any Native Americans. There's not, none of that stuff's going to be there. None of that stuff's going to be there at all. It's all going to be about the fight for transgender, the equality for, bisexual, homosexual, all of that. That's what this is going to be about. It is a fight to prevent them from taking away the rights of the transgenders, the rights of the transgender. The transgenders have rights, and this civil rights movement was started and was formed specifically for them. That's what this was all about, and that's what everybody's going to learn. That's what everybody. Then they're gonna switch it up from that to all the Sophias, all the AIs, all of the machines, because they're demonic people. These things are
Right.
demonic.
So it's not only one group being replaced, or they're installing. There's a many installations, I think, on tap, and whether that means AI or POCs, we will be the
Hmm.
people that came before. I mean, who were the people that came before the POCs? Were they not as diverse in thought, or and it's just painting everybody with this broad brush, and meanwhile you're actually kind of subverting, or you're kind of crushing even the rights. They create a new group, and then all of us and they create a new group under these civil rights, and all of a sudden the people that they gave some rights, some government rights, all of a sudden they lost rights. So it's like all this
Well,
progressive is and you end up in no man's land, or you end up regressive
right,
because you keep
right.
doing things, or you keep perverting things to install your end game.
And that is their total game. because it's all about them. They only like to groom the useful idiot of today for right now, for whatever their purpose is. They will use the useful idiot for today's purpose, and then tomorrow, whether tomorrow will be 10 years or 20 years, it'll be another useful idiot. And so that is exactly, you're exactly right on point, Black Spring. You are directly on point. They groom whom they need for what they need. Remember what I said? We were talking, and I keep saying, remember what I said, because again, we're gonna just switch this show up right quick and make it the reflection of last year. Yeah, last
Ah,
year, few months ago, we said that
the good old
you
days.
do the good old days.
Look
Oh
at
mercy, if
look
those
at
were
one of
the.
your comments. One of the chat. The
I
person
see
in the chat hit
Maynard's. I
that
see
right on.
Maynard. I see
Yeah.
Maynard's. Well, Maynard says
Marshall.
hi. Maynard says hi. I'm a person that hates drama and feels like I'm living it. It's exhausting. So Mars Fool, is Mars Fool's gold here? There you go, Mars Fools. I have a feeling that 2020 will be reviewed as as the good old days. Have mercy. That's exactly right. That's
So
exactly right.
sad.
Hey, Nancy, how are you, Nancy? Headlines with the Voice. I so appreciate you for being here. Much love to you, and my hat's off to you, sister. You are the business. You are the business. Um, so when we look at all the stuff that's going on right now, all of the little plinkos and all the little blocks have been made and have been set up specifically for what their next thing is. You feel me? So the next deal is now they're really going to show out because they're up there having the biggest party of all times. They're about to show us who they truly and honestly are. So now, why would they allow the story for the COVID death of the physician? I'll tell you why. We're going to read that. We're also going to look at the story about Miss Dover, who was the nurse when I talked about the candy bar earlier. That's her name. But now they found her allegedly dead on what is this, the ancestry. They found her death date or whatnot. But okay, so fine. I believe that these are breadcrumbs that are left specifically to get us to bite because they're about to lower the real big bone. So a Florida doctor died more than 2 weeks after receiving a COVID-19 vaccine, though whether or not the shot played a role remains under investigation. Michael Gregory, 56, an OBGYN at Mount Sinai Medical Center in Miami Beach, died Monday after experiencing a hemorrhagic, is that how you say that? Stroke, the Palm Beach Post reported. The medical episode is believed to have been caused by a lack of platelets, the outlet reported. Michael had received the Pfizer vaccine on December 18th and experienced a strong reaction, according to his wife, Heidi. Now, that's a different name than the name that I saw, so I'm not sure if she has another maiden name, but they say his wife's name was Heidi Nickelman, that's her name, on a Facebook post. Um, Tuesday, the wife said that Michael went to the hospital 3 days later, due to dots on the skin that indicated that he might be suffering from internal bleeding. She said that the doctors determined that he had a low platelet count, which they tried to raise to no avail. She said, quote, experts from all over the country were involved in his care. No matter what they did, the platelet count refused to go up, she wrote. She also says that he was he was conscious and energetic, excuse me, you guys, throughout the whole entire process until the condition caused him to suffer a stroke, which killed him in a matter of minutes. Now, the Florida Department of Health said that the Miami medical examiners are leading the investigation and will probably give their findings to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Palm Beach Post, as the Palm Beach Post reported. Pfizer, which developed the vaccine, said that it will launch its own probe into the death, and we are actively investigating this case. We do not believe at this time that there is any direct connection to the vaccine, the company told the outlet in a statement. Now, don't you think that's a whole lot of information for a government that is in the most tyrannical sense over all media? Okay. For them to even allow this to be out, there's an ulterior motive. There's never anything done without an ulterior motive. The ulterior motive is possibly because now we have a whole bunch of folks running around with the Dover young lady's alleged death information, right? So what's going to happen is they're going to use all of this to introduce a real bad dude as it relates to the candy bar. They most certainly are. I believe that the next thing that comes is going to be something so heavy duty and so off the chain that nobody is going to expect it because this whole thing is a circus. The whole thing is a circus. I think you asked me the other day, somebody asked me the other day, why didn't he, or by he, I mean the president, why didn't he use all of the things that he could have used, all the stuff at his disposal? Because it's all a part of this whole big scheme. All of this stuff for him to stay in, all of that, for this to be the way that it is, add as much confusion as you can, and then confuse the masses, and then all of a sudden find out that they just switched all of our birth certificates in Washington, D.C. for Chinese birth certificates, and they'll be sending us out the new ones, and we can throw away the old ones. Do you understand how crazy this stuff is? It's like all so crazy. There's like so much craziness. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, yeah.
because this place has been taken over. It's a complete coup, not only over him, but over all of us as well.
Oh yes. Yeah. And I just another thing I want to add is, I think we are we are full on state media right now. And I think that, that the other forces will be complicit as well. Maybe even LEO, law enforcement. Are they going to turn Gestapo? People are still being, I've seen people being kicked off of flights and things recently, and and they're going to write the stories. We what did we see? We witnessed that even on, we watched the Utopia. We did the Utopia review, in which they had their own entire social media department. How far are we from that right now?
Well, we're right there. That's all of those things only give us a glimpse into what it is that they actually have going on. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they had going on was they built a story, they built a person, they created a person out of nowhere, right? They created his persona, they created the reason why he died. They everything but his death they created. They weren't expecting that in the movie Utopia, right? But when he did die, they wrote up this horrific story, this amazing story about how, and why he did die. So this right here, let's see here. Anarchy says, I've heard from a lot of people. Parlor got shut down yesterday. Wow. Wow. Boy. Mars Fool's Gold says, what do circus tents and tabernacles have in common? Well, come on with it. Tell us all about it. What do they have in common?
They have a big top,
You know,
a big top,
yeah,
a big what do we talk about? The temple, that the dome, the Duomo.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know what? As we look at everything that's going on right now, I think that we should just keep ourselves very alert. Somebody sent me something the other day, and I'm not, and neither was the person that sent it. Neither of us are scare tactic type people, right? But what was said was that they are going to start just walking up to people asking them, oh, hey, you're conservative. What do you believe? Oh, hey, how's it going? And start just asking you all kind of crazy stuff, right? Those types of things have always gone on because witches have always walked up to people, and people don't even know that they're entertaining witches and warlocks. What's up there in the White House? That's the reason why she said the stuff that she did. She tried to use that,
Yes, yes, and she
that quick
mentioned the
conversation
school.
to ask people, to ask, to say to everybody about how this was an epiphany, how this was an X, Y, or Z. All the stuff that she said, just like these people that are allegedly about to start walking up to folk asking them about themselves, all that stuff is witchcraft. Every single inch of it is witchcraft. But witchcraft has spells that can be broken. Okay? Every single thing that they got going on, all of it can be broken. Every single one of them. So yeah, Cruella Deville got up there and started invoking a whole big old thing. I've seen everything from hand signals. I've heard everything that you can hear about, them using specific words and terms calling that the temple, and then a poor
Yes,
woman
and it
dies
was,
allegedly. I'm sorry, I ain't even seen the lady. I can't believe any of this stuff happened. I'm
but you
sorry.
know what?
It
The
was
thing is, another thing is that she mentioned the word soul. They've talked about, they had Biden echoing soul, soul. This is a battle for the soul of America. And then, and of course, Madam Puppet or whatever, she gets up there and says, she ends her monologue with the soul. This is our temple, or that's what I'm saying. It's all of this. It just seems like there's a ritual happening here. There's something going on there. There's a
it's
spell.
all, yeah, it's all tied together in witchcraft. Every single inch of it,
Do you
all
see?
of it.
Did you? I don't know. I don't profess to be to know witchcraft. But did you even see the way that when they put her back on her pedestal? Do you see how high she raised the gavel, like it was almost like it was she was driving a stake? I mean,
Honey, let me tell you
the,
something.
the
I have
body
not watched any
language
of her.
the body
I haven't watched
language to
any of
me looks like somebody said it looked like she was raising a scepter. I mean, it was all the way over her head, she almost midriff kind of imagery is what I'm remembering. But it was she had this thing of who holds a gavel like that
a witch.
over their
So
head
what? Yes, and
all the
so
way.
yeah, and so the whole entire next couple of weeks that we have, or the next week so that we have prior to the culmination of this episode, Rocky. There are so many directions this garbage could go. There's so many. Let's just think of the most extreme stuff. Oh, okay, let me give you one. Okay, here you go. Here's an extreme one. These are all not things that are happening. Thing I'm saying is going to happen. These are just extreme could be's. Could be they decide, okay, let's kick him. Biden is due to go in, that they don't think he's fit. Get rid of him. Said, okay, one more day. First, okay, let's first impeach the first guy. Impeach him, he's gone. Then you get 2 days before inauguration. They decide to call it on his dead great grandmother, and we don't think he's going to build the White House. Kamala, come on, camel toe. You just stay over here. And when you're waiting over here, we're going to go over here. Somebody who's been around, somebody who knows how to kick that can down the road. You up for it? Okay, great, fun. So then we got President Hillary. We got President Hillary and Camel Toe. You are the vice president. It's the first dual woman ticket, and it's the first dual. Shoot me. It's just one way. So okay, I'm breaking up quite a bit. Thank you for that. But I think it's just because it's just been happening to my channel lately, where I'm breaking up a lot. Um, Choppy every other word. Oh wow, gee whiz. I don't know what else to say. Can you hear me now? Okay, come on. Can you
It's better.
guys hear
It's
me
better.
now?
It's better. It's better now. But it was yeah, it was like a whole patch, like a whole section. Yeah, but you're
One
back.
whole patch of the good stuff. But it was one whole patch of the good
Yeah.
stuff that I was saying to you. But there are several different ways that they're going to try to mess this whole thing up. Okay. The one major way I see it happening is they could go on ahead and get him out. And once they get him out, I don't know whether you heard that part. Once they get him out, then they can wait and bring in the next person. The next person will not be Mr. Biden. The next person will be whomever they choose to bring in. Could be the old sea hag. She could come on in, and then it will
Ooh,
be
that
the first.
hurts.
That's what I was saying. It could be the sea hag. Okay. Once it could be the sea hag and camel toe. It could be the sea hag and camel toe. Yeah, because once they get rid of this guy, Mr. T, yeah, once they get rid of Mr. T, and then they are so beforehand, they get rid of Mr. Demented, Dr. Demento, get rid of him, then you just bring in who you want because Camel Toe won't be the president. It won't be her. They get to go vote on who they want to bring in. Enters the Sea Hag. Yeah, enters the Sea Hag. Yeah,
It's
you
definitely
guys.
gonna anybody. It's gonna be anybody's post, I think, and because I yeah, they're
Oh look. Oh
remaking.
please not Hag and Toe. Please not Hag and Toe. He said, please not Hag and Toe. The three witches. Yes, at the top. That's right. It's exactly
Ooh,
what it will be.
what
Yeah.
about Mo? What about Mo? Anarchy Television. That's who I'm because she's made an appearance recently as well, right?
Who,
She
Michael?
stays yeah.
What are you talking about? I
Yeah,
came in on the
yes,
end of your
yes, yes, yeah,
statement.
yeah, yeah. I think that's exactly like so what she surfaced the other day with same stuff
Yeah.
different day. But
Mm,
I who knows what they're going to do. And
mm,
it's
mm,
just I've never seen anything like it. And of course the whole world is watching. And when people ask me specific things about it, I just have to tell them, well, you're just gonna have to stay tuned, stay plugged, stay tuned, and tapped in if you want to know, because you're getting the same, because I noticed, just being in Europe, you're getting a globalist spin even in global news, even in Europe you are,
mm.
and it was like that
Well,
last year, yeah,
hmm
it was,
can
and
I
I
give you can I give you another scenario that I think
sure.
today Derek C. Williams had on his show. He was dealing with the um, party in Wuhan. It was like getting down in Wuhan or something like that.
Hmm.
Did you see that? It was about how they're partying and having this great time in Wuhan.
Okay. Yeah, I
All
think I
right.
did see that.
Okay. So a while ago, when they were sending out all that information, I there was a video that we made. I think I played it a while ago, but it was dealing specifically with how we follow the leader. It's one called "Follow the Leader," and what I'm showing in that video is us following everything they did first. But here's the deal: that all the ability for them to send out those videos and tell us all that stuff that was going on over there can never happen. That would have never happened unless it had been planned for our eyes to see and our ears to hear. How about if we do another scenario, another hypothetical? So this hypothetical scenario is thus: mr mr sleepy mr sleepy sleepy, sit on my kneecap. Mr. Sleepy Sit on My Kneecap goes over there and says, hey, I just need you guys to help me out. Help me get in and I'll give you anything you want. Well, how can we help you? Well, you know what? Let's just show everybody that all this is going on and we need you guys to help us push this narrative. Okay, what do we got to do? Well, I want you to have people release all kinds of videos. Tell everybody how terrible it is over here. Show us a few things. Of course, we already know you've got all the power over these people, but we just want you to just do your best to get it out there, and we'll take it from there. Okay, we'll do it. And then after that, we're going to give you everything that you need. You'll have it. You'll have America all to yourself. So then all of a sudden, that's what happens. They go, they do it. They make sure that we all believe it. All of us are afraid. We're passing the videos around. Look at this secret video out of a place that does not allow secret video. Okay, anyway, just watch it. It's terrible. It's awful. So we all start watching. We all start buying this crap, right? After we get to buying this stuff real good, as soon as the top of the year comes, they having a get down party because there wasn't nothing ever really wrong in the first place. It was bad, but it wasn't like we thought. And now all of them are going to be pushing through here. Mountains and mountains and mountains of them. Mountains.
Yeah.
My other brother told me when he went to go get his passport, wasn't nothing but them in there. And that was in California. That was up, way up in Cali. And there was nothing but them. And he asked the lady, "What's going on?" "Oh, well, they just come here like this. And they just get there, go to these hotels that are out here. They have their baby and go on back to their country and come on back later." So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. There's a whole lot more to this than we know. And that was just what my imagination could drag up. Okay? That was just what my imagination could drag up. I need you to help me get in. And once you help me get in, I'm going to help you get what you need. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Okay?
I can see that.
Okay.
I think I mean I can see that, and it's gonna yeah it's I mean what is it gonna it's probably gonna overload the system. It is not that it hasn't already, but yeah, I just think this has been a part of the plan for a long time, and for and yeah, and many administrations I think knew about it prior to this as well. So I'm yeah.
What does this say? We have no pope. Who you think Oz is coming in his place? We have no pope. Tina Hartman, what you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I wanted to see what she meant. But you guys, we're coming up on 4 minutes to the hour, and tonight's show is just 1 hour. So I just want to thank you guys all for being here. I want to thank each and every one of you all for sharing in the chat. Um, we're going to keep them at an hour until the new computer is here and up and running, and we've got everything that we need so that we're not taxing this little puppy power cell phone. Uh, uh, but you know what? We got to be true. So we're right at the basically 1 hour mark. We're at the 57-minute mark, and I just want to thank everybody who came in today. I want to thank my sister here for giving us that nice super chat. Thank you so much for that. As soon as I learn how to get them out of there, it'll it'll be good. I don't know how to get them out of there. I really don't. I wish I did, but I don't know how to get them out. Oh, the Pope is leaving. Yes, he is. I saw that on. I saw a show I saw a broadcast that Nancy Morgan Hart on Headlines with a Voice did about 2 weeks ago, and it had the red shoes on the front, and she was talking about him, and she had said that he was going to be leaving. Okay, so he is definitely leaving now. I wonder, is he definitely leaving now? Huh. That's amazing. Well, if he's definitely leaving, that means that he's laying side for somebody else to come. That's exactly what he's doing. He's laying side for somebody else to come on in. But listen, folks, I want to let you guys know that I appreciate everyone for being here tonight. I thank you so much, my sister Black Spring with Autumn, for being here. We're not going to belabor the time, but I do want to tell you all that in about a couple of weeks from now, we're going to have some really good lives, and I believe that. And if not, you guys know where you can find us. You can find me right there on Patreon under the Lockhart Perspective on Patreon. It's just a couple of bucks a month. If you want to go over there, you're going to hear, a little bit more. And then if they get froggy and start snapping people, we're going to figure out a few other ways to get down with the get down. But we're also on Library, also on what is the other one that we just did? Black Spring, the
So
Odyssey. We did Odyssey, yeah, and we
Odyssey,
also did hmm hmm Odyssey and goodness
I think
gracious, you name it,
library Odyssey or
Spotify,
Spotify,
yeah, yeah,
tons of
Spotify.
yeah, did you got the blog talk in there too, right?
Oh yeah, Blog Talk is really fun. We tried it out again this week. We enjoyed it. So that'll be a phone number that you guys will see. That I will post inside of the community post the week that we're going to do it. So we'll be doing the show weekly. I think we did it on Wednesday night this past week. That may be our staple evening if that works out for everybody. But with that said, you guys, you remember the scripture that we love to end the show on, and that is that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word, every single word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. You guys have a great evening, and thank you so much for being here with me.
To
Thank
receive
you.
instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way, helping you to make it through another day. Yeah, everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Lockhart perspective.
Go. These are all for us?